Hi. Has anyone ever made you felt like you were second class, that you were second to them? Like they're the better, what? Let me say, let me say this girl, she ain't better than you. They ain't better than you. I know it's not proper English, but that's what I'm feeling right now. They ain't better than you. There's no comparison for you. So, ladies, let's chat comparison. Let's chat about your strengths and why no one in the world can compare to you, the precious you that God has put on earth on purpose, for purpose. Like only you could fill the slot that you fill. No joke. There's no copycat here. There's no, oh, my sister, even for identical twins, triplets, quadruplets, there is no copycat. There's only one, like one of you in the entire universe. That's how special you are to God, and that's how important you are. So there is no, so nobody's better than you. But I understand in a fallen world where we work so hard for for power, for validation, for love, oftentimes there is comparison. So, oh, her hair is better than mine. Her body looks better than mine. Her purse is fatter than mine. Her husband is better looking. Her kids are better behaved. So there is this comparison. But let me encourage you today. There's no comparison for you. I hate pointing at people. I'm not trying to be rude, but there isn't any comparison for you, to you. There's only one you. So listen to me, girlfriend. Just because she's slimmer than you, she might have everything in the right place. She might be cut and buff and have that, what they used to call the brick house shape. Even she might look like an athlete, like a professional athlete. I don't care. Just because she's slimmer than you doesn't mean she's healthier than you. And I mean, in body, yes. Just because somebody's slimmer than you, slimmer than someone else, it doesn't mean they're healthier. So I want us to be our best healthy selves, right? Whatever weight that is. So what if you're not a size 2 or a size 4? You might be a size 14 and healthy for your height, right? I'm not encouraging you to gain weight. Everybody has an appropriate size for their height and body type. Not just that, your body might be more of a muscular type. Like me, I was heavy. I was 110 pounds in high school. But everybody who looked at me said, oh my God, she's like a lightweight. She's like 50, 80 pounds. I was just so skinny looking, but I was just solid masks. I have been since I started doing dance and working out, any kind of athletic, whatever. I was just always solid. So I looked really slim and skinny, as you will. They would call me skinny, but I would weigh higher than most of the fluffy girls in my school. It was all muscle mass. So just because she is slimmer than you doesn't mean she's healthier than you and more gorgeous than you. Just because she has more money, she has a larger purse than you, doesn't mean she's happier. Doesn't mean she's more money wise than you. So there's no comparison. She might be slimmer, she might have more money, but it doesn't mean that she is living a better life. What if she is making not six, but because six figures nothing today? What if she is living that seven-figure life? So what if her income is seven-figure? She's got the house and the boats and the cars and the travel, and she has all that. But what if she is mortgaged to the hills? What if she is living 99%, sometimes 110% of the income? She ain't better than you. There's no comparison, because there are some women out here who make six and seven figures, but they can't give you $20 if you ask. They can't get on a plane and go and see somebody when somebody dies or they're sick, right? I'm just saying, because they live their lives to the max. So just because she has more money than you doesn't mean she's more financially healthy than you. There's no comparison. Just listen, this one is a kicker. Just because she prays longer than you doesn't mean she's more righteous than you. She might go in her prayer closet and pray for days on end, but it doesn't mean she's more righteous than you. You don't even know why she's praying so long. Some people, I find, I've had somebody like this, and there's no judgment here. I admire people who pray and have that praying lifestyle. But I had a friend who kind of, when I say worship praying, it's because that's all she'll tell people. Oh, I got to go in my prayer closet. I got to go in my prayer closet. And I think she wore it. And after a while, it was this buzz at church. She wore it like a badge of honor. Like if you're fasting and praying, why does everybody need to know? It was this, I'm better than you because I'm going to pray. Y'all can go out to eat. Y'all can go out to have fun. I'm going home to pray. I'm going home to pray. And it doesn't mean they're more righteous than you. It might mean they need to pray more. It might mean they might have a pride issue. It might mean they're not hearing from God because their heart's not right. So listen, just because she's slimmer doesn't mean she's healthier. Just because she has more bank doesn't mean she's more financially healthy. Just because she prays longer doesn't mean she's more righteous. Just because she can hoop and holler and shake her head and sweat and the weave go here or there doesn't mean she has a stronger message than you. It doesn't mean she's more anointed than you. I don't know if you guys know this lady. She's a pastor, a bishop, all that. Juanita Bynum, right? She at one time she would have huge conferences and just followers from all over the world. I followed her, and I think she's still around, but she would have huge conferences. I love her preaching. To this day, I still love her preaching. And I always thought she was down, man. That woman would cause me to lean in every time because she would preach and she would hoop and she would holler. She'd be so sweaty on stage, man. And she would be in these big white robes at one time. And when I first saw everything, when she first came on the scene, I thought, oh my gosh, she's so anointed. She is so righteous. But that was just what she was going through. It doesn't mean she has a stronger message or more anointed than a Joyce Myers, who speaks very calmly, right? Looking to the camera, has her notes, rarely ever raise her voice. So just because she hoops and she hollers does not mean she's more anointed than you. It does not mean she has a stronger message than you. So whatever God has put on your heart, you share your message. So let me pause for a moment to let you know that I see you, I love you, and I want to say happy Women's Month, International Women's Month, the entire month of March. So that's why my focus is on women and women's health. So I see you, I love you, I care. Just want you to know that this is my love cup. My love cup. Love you, love you, love you. And thank you for supporting me. Whether you hop on here one time, I'm so sorry. I had cheese earlier today. So whether you hopped on just one time or whether you watch all of the videos, I want to say thank you. We women do need to support each other. I have this thing, I don't think everybody likes it, but I don't care. I will pull for women almost every time, almost 99.99999% of the time. I'm not a man hater. I'm not carrying any bitterness against men or even a man. I don't have that any something going on with me. I don't. I just have seen a lot. I've been through a lot, and I choose to support women. That's it. 100, not 100% of the time, but close to it. So there is a woman doing something over here and a guy doing something over here, even if it's family, most times I will support that woman. It would take a lot for me to lean towards the guys. Guys, if you're listening to this, nothing against you. I have my brothers. I do business with brothers too. Sometimes there's just, you know, if there's competition and you are better at that, I'm going to go for excellent. I'm going to go for excellence. But if we have the same, if you have the same rate going on, you're a 5, he's a 5, or you're a 3, and most times I'm gonna lean towards a guy. I'm gonna just lean towards my girls, my sister friends, just letting you know. So I do support the women. I want to read a scripture for you before I go on. Proverbs 18:24 says, "Some friends play at friendship, but a true friend sticks closer than one's nearest kin." In other words, they stick closer than family members. Not just friendship time, not when it's time to pretend you're a friend or we're doing something. Some friends truly just stay closer and they're stronger than family. I do apologize here. So I wanted to share that with you. But let's go on. Remember, she ain't better than you, and there's no comparison. So we talked about her being slimmer. Doesn't mean she's healthier. Her having a bigger bank, a bigger bag, a bigger bank account, doesn't mean she's financially wise, and it doesn't mean that she's happier in that. So we talk about her praying longer, doesn't mean she's more righteous. And just because she can hoop and holler better than you, like Juanita Bynum, doesn't mean she's more anointed or that the message is a better message, if you will. Just because a husband is more esteemed and more accomplished and maybe better looking doesn't mean the marriage is better than yours. It doesn't. It's okay to have the whole package. We all want that. But it doesn't mean she's happy in the marriage or that she's happier than you. But we're not comparing husbands. I'm just letting you know. When you come across someone and their husband is a whole package, he's got bank, he's got look, he's a man of God, it doesn't mean the marriage is happier than yours. It doesn't mean the husband treats her better than you. There's no comparison. You are going to have your husband and he's going to treat you just fine. So do not compare your husband with somebody else's husband, because it means nothing. And if you have a husband, don't go, oh, you should behave like that. Look at so-and-so's husband or boyfriend, whatever. God's got something for you, so there's no comparison. And you're going to have a man that loves you the way you need to be loved. I call it healthy love. Let that sink in for a moment. Having someone love you in a healthy way or love you back to healing. Imagine that, right? Imagine that. That's what you want. So there's no comparison. She ain't better than you because she's got that man over there who looks like Boaz, and you don't know what goes on when the door's closed. They say behind closed doors, so don't worry about it. Now, just because her children is better behaved than yours, listen, if you have children, I know sometimes kids, because I probably was one of those children or child. So just because her child or children are better behaved, it doesn't mean they're smarter, more accomplished, and even maybe well behaved. Who knows how they behave at home? Who knows if they're behaving that way on their own or they're being threatened or incentivized. Oh, guys, I want you to behave well when you're out and mommy's going to give you this, this, and that. Who knows? She's not better than you. If her kids are better dressed than yours, she's not better than you. You are at that stage where you're giving your kids the best that you can give them. Now, if your kids are complete, minions, yeah, then we're going to work on that. We don't want your kids to be rude, but there is a persona, there is a pretension sometimes with people when they bring their kids out. Well, you better behave when we're out because, or if you behave when we're out, sorry, my leg was cramping, and the kids have to do all these things, or the kids have to live this maybe sometimes a boring life. Maybe the kids are well behaved because they don't have the joy and the freedom to run around, to take their shoes off like your kids do. Maybe their kids don't have the freedom to jump up and down and be kids like your kids can. Kids have to be kids. And there are some people, the kids have to be so structured and so like, you better, come on, you don't know. So just because your kids might be a little bit rambunctious out and about doesn't mean that she's better than you. Let your children have fun while they can, before they have the responsibility of driving and voting and going to war and, by golly, getting a job and taking care of themselves, or taking care of somebody else. Because now, these days, these girls be getting men who can't take care of themselves. Anyhow, that's for another video. So she ain't better than you. There's no comparison. God has given you those upbeat kids, those exciting kids. No, they don't have ADD. They're just excitable. And that's all. Don't let nobody cause you to put pills in your children's mouth because they want to be lazy and not take care of the kids. Kids are just fun. Let them be fun. So what if they're loud? Nobody's going to die. That's what they are. They're children. It's kind of like, let me use my dog as, come here, Chaser. Let me use my dog as an example. I know I don't have, okay, Chase is my child. So when people say to me, they don't often say this because my dog is so well behaved, honestly. He's like so well trained. I thank God for that. That's the God in him. That's the God in my Chaser. So he doesn't bounce around and, I mean, he has fun, but he doesn't just bark at anything hopelessly and yappy like some other dogs I've had. He is well behaved. But then some people, when they come to the house, he's going to bark. He's going to let me know somebody's at the door, somebody's outside, or sometimes he simply barks when the neighbors are going by, or if there's another dog in our yard, in his yard, and he can see it through a little peek hole. He's like, he'll bark his head off. He's like, what's going on? Get out of my yard. But you know what? When people say, oh, he's barking, my response normally is, and he is a dog. I'm not going to shut my dog up. I'm not going to train my dog not to bark. Not at all. I train him to do number one, number two outside, to be kind, to not be nippy. We train him not to beg at the table. And that was that way for a long time. But now he's kind of like lost that. So I train my dog to be kind and to be, have dog manners. But I'm not going to train my dog not to bark just because you don't like dog barking. In fact, I'll make him bark because of you. No. So if I can do this for a dog, let him be a dog. That's what he is. Let your children be children. Don't copy the Joneses and you think your kids have to be buttoned up and, oh, my kids don't behave. Your kids might be the fun kids. You don't go to school with them. Chances are all the kids are hanging out with your kids at school. And that child that you think might be whatever, might be the child that's all stuck up or it's a bully, whatever. Let your child have fun. No comparison. She ain't better than you and her children ain't better than yours. Just saying, right? Just because she is prettier than you, she might have it all together from head to toe. She might have her outfit on lock. Still, she's not better than you. She can strut out of her home into her car like she's a supermodel, dressed like a supermodel. Hair on fleet and all this stuff. I'm pulling up all this little crazy stuff. I'm pulling up all the slangs. But just because she might look like a supermodel and have her looks on fleet and her body, she ain't better than you. If she doesn't have the beauty of a queen inside, if she doesn't behave more beautiful, she's not better than you. She is not. You might shop at a thrift store and she might shop at Saks Fifth Avenue. She ain't better than you. There's no comparison. That's where you are today. You might have the money and you might not want to shop at Saks Fifth Avenue. Or she might shop at Saks Fifth Avenue and she can't even enjoy a good vacation. She can't do anything fun because she has to keep up this appearance of wearing the $5,000 outfits. And paying $3,000 for her car, but can't do anything fun because all of it is right here. She ain't better than you, but you are low budgeting what you wear, what you eat, where you go, but you are enjoying your life. You're not going to look back and have regrets. You can enjoy your life and your children. So she ain't better than you because she's prettier than you. So let's go back over this list really quickly. Just because she's slimmer than you does not mean she's healthier than you. There's no comparison. If you are big boned and you are supposed to be size 8, let it be. Let it go. Stop trying to get down to a size 4 and you look like you're starving or you look like you have some fatal disease. Everybody was not designed to be size 2 or size 4. And it doesn't even mean that woman is healthy. There are some women that are size 2 and they're dying on the inside, malnutrition or just their high blood pressure. Oh, for example, I had an employee once. Oh God, I hope she doesn't watch this. She was very slender and very beautiful looking. Like everything looked okay on the outside except her eyes. And we weren't that close that she would tell me these things. But I knew from her eyes everything was not okay. Then she started missing days from work, and then she had to take off. And obviously, I kind of knew why she was taking off because it was like an HR thing and it was a health issue. And she looked really good. And everybody would say, oh my gosh, you have a nice body. You have this and that. Come to find out she was so sick. So there's no comparison, ladies. If you're a size 1, and you can't gain the weight and that's your body, that's fine. If you are a size 8 or 6 and that is your body, even a size 10, and if you are big bone and tall, be healthy. Be healthy. I'm going over the next thing. Just because she has a bigger bag, that means the bank account is fatter, 7, 8 figure. It doesn't mean she's more financially wise or healthier. She might be living to the max of everything she makes. She makes $700,000. Maybe she makes $500,000, who knows, a couple of million, and spending every dime every month. And owes the IRS, and only God knows how to put on a show. Like, you make a lot of money. If you're making a lot and you're not saving some of it, and you can't give and you can't enjoy your life. And enjoying is not just you can buy that $70 bottle of drink. You can buy a $5,000 suit. You can drive a car. No, those are the surface things. You understand? Those are the things at the end of the day. You can ask any wealthy person, and the celebrity, does that bring them joy? No. So just because she's got a bigger bag doesn't mean she's wealthier than you financially. She might be so sick, worrying about her money, worrying about, oh my God, how do I pay this? Worrying about how to create healthy habits. It's crazy. So let it go. Be your happy self. Budget. Do well with your money. Pray and give. Some people make so much more money than all of us, and they can't give because they live to the max of what they make. I'm going down the list. Number 1 was if she's skinnier, doesn't mean she's healthier. If she makes more money, doesn't mean she's financially wise or better. Number 3, just because she prays longer than you in the prayer closet, you don't know what's going on. So she ain't better than you, and there's no comparison. It might be the Sadducees or the Pharisees. It might be, like I said, I had a friend at church. She wore praying like a badge, kind of like to show off. Or it might be an issue going on with them. She's got to stay on her knees. God got her on her knees. Doesn't mean she's more righteous than you. That's just where she is. This is where you are. You pray. There's nothing in the Bible that says you have to go pray for an hour, even 10 minutes. The Bible just says to pray. If 5 minutes work for you, and 10 minutes work for you, if 10 hours work for you, wherever you are in your walk, in your prayer walk, just be there. Pray. Seek God every day for as long as you see fit for right now. Does that make sense? Just because she can hoop and holler, oh my gosh, she's the Juanita Bynum, and she can and sweat and kicking her weave off and kicking her shoes off, and you can't see nothing because she's wearing clothes from here all the way down. Just because she can hoop and holler does not mean she's more anointed than you. Women, I want you to hear this, because we in the Black culture, we tend to lean into this hooping and hollering and like the person who's the loudest and who can spit the most, we tend to think they're anointed. I don't, but I used to. I confess that when I saw Juanita come on this scene, Juanita Bynum, and this is nothing against her, so please, y'all don't sue me or tell Juanita I was talking bad about her. I'm telling you my impression of her when she came on the scene, because she was loud and she can preach for like an hour shouting. She can pray what we call the heavens down. That's not true. Oh no, she prays the heaven down. She just prays very loud. But I was so naive in my faith that I thought, Juanita, she's anointed, and no, because then Joyce Myers came on the scene, and Joyce Meyer, there's so many evidence of her prayer moving mountain, and she's got people closer to the Lord. So listen, praying louder, hooping and hollering does not make her better than you. You pray and you preach the way God's called you. Do not copy anybody. You don't have to say, ooh. I'm going to choke myself just to tease him. So she ain't better than you. Number 4, that was number 4. Hooping and hollering, better doesn't mean she's more anointed than you. Just because her husband has got it all going on, that doesn't mean the marriage is happier. It does not mean he's treating her the way he looks, right? He might look fine as a dime, people side eyeing him. It doesn't mean he's treating her as well as he's supposed to. Maybe your husband's got the pot belly. Sorry. Maybe your husband has got, something going on. Maybe he's a little short. Maybe he's bald. And I'm not laughing. I just have this image in my head. I'm not laughing at your husband. I'm just saying, but it doesn't mean she's better than you, because the husband is eye candy. Yeah, I like eye candy. I think we like eye candy. But don't sacrifice your joy, your peace for eye candy. Eye candy? No, that's for teenagers, man. When you get a certain age, you realize that's surface. If he has no substance, boy, bye. Bye. Just saying, keep going, keep moving. Just because her children behaves better than yours, don't you kill yourself trying to get your kids to behave like hers. Let your children have fun. Let them be children while they can, because you can't get those years back when they're rambunctious and running around. Let them be children. Not rude. I don't mean undisciplined. The Bible even says you train up a child in the way he or she should go. When they grow old, they'll not depart from it. The Bible even says you spare the rod and you spoil the child. So I'm not talking about not spanking. Yes, I do believe in spanking. So I'm not talking about don't spank them, don't yell at them. Putting them in timeout, I think, is just a waste of time. We kind of, I don't want to get into psychology because I'm not, but I just think it's some behavior that they learn, like, oh, I messed up, so mom put me in timeout. I must be, in their little tiny minds, I must be bad. Mom doesn't like me because, I spill milk, or I talk too loud, I drop this. I'm just saying, I'm not into that too much. But I'm not the parent nor the God of your children. What I'm trying to get across is she ain't better than you because her children march in a row like little ducks. And your kids take their shoes off in church, put their feet up, pick their nose, and want to talk and hug strangers like my niece does. It does not mean that her children are better than yours or she's better than you. It just means that's the child God gave you, and these are the children that God gave her. You do your best. And sometimes that is manipulation because they're forcing their kids to behave a certain way. Just saying. Right? So did I cover everything? And then, of course, I talk about her being more prettier than you. She can be like a runway model. I'm talking class act celebrity looks. We don't know. We don't know what that's about. You do your best. If you shop at Salvation Army or any other thrift store, keep your hair nice. Put a little makeup on. If you can't afford the Mary Kay and the MAC, that's what I wear. So that's what I wear. But if you can afford that, then Walmart have the $5 lipstick. Just do that. It just means something. But you wanna, just that little shine. Like I went to a Mary Kay class recently, and they taught me how to do the little shimmer hair. It was so fun. I'm like, ooh, I feel like young people now. I'm like, so anyways, every now and again I go to the classes to learn about the trends. Like, And they're like, oh, put it here and put it here. I didn't do that tonight. So I learned these trends. You can get cheap makeup and do that. Or if you don't want to wear makeup, keep your face nice and you look good. Look clean. Always fix your hair though. Always be clean. Brush your teeth and take a shower before you leave the house. Carry yourself well. Your hair, especially. I feel guilty because I'm the worst hair person here. Um, the Bible says that the lady's hair is a crown, it's a beauty. That's why I believe when people look good, they feel good. So, and we spend so much money on hair because it does something inside of us. So your crown is your beauty. It's your glory. I think I misquoted. It's actually the glory of a woman. It's her hair. So yeah, fix your hair. Take time to do it, but you can do it yourself. Anyways, ladies, I hope I try to stand under 30 minutes. I hope this has been a blessing to you. Remember, Queen. Hey, I'm ready to put on your crown, on your tiara. Remember, she ain't better than you. So there's no comparison. I know that's not proper English, but I don't care. So know that I see you. I love you. Here's the love here. And to you, I'm drinking to you because on Women's Month and forever, you are amazing. You are loved. You are blessed. And you're amazing just the way you are. Just the way, not when you lose weight, not when you make more money, when you get better behaved kids, a better husband, when you stop cussing and drinking and sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry. No, no, no. You are amazing the way you are. Doesn't mean you need to stay there. You're just probably doing some bad things. Those sin will only take you down the wrong path. But the amazingness that's inside of you, you came to earth with that. So you are beautiful and you are amazing. So get better. If you're in a state of you're sleeping around, if you're not taking care of your body health-wise, you're not working out, not eating the right foods, drinking and drugging, you probably already know you got to fix that. And you can't do it alone. That's why the Holy Spirit is here to help you. Jesus died for that, for deliverance and for you to be healed. And then Jesus gave the church a whole bunch of programs to help you. So just connect with somebody that'll walk you through your stuff. We all got stuff. If we don't have it, we had it. So Queen, to you, you are amazing. And remember, Shane, Bahamian, Shane better than you. There's no comparison, none whatsoever, because you are a daughter of the King. Thank you for stopping by. Bye now.